cavernous, humongous Telstra Dome in Melbourne, Australia, one of 3 retractable domed stadiums, and thank goodness for the dome because it's nearly 100 degrees here. It's warm inside as well. We're getting ready for the main event, and while it's difficult to call this a gimme for Kostya Tszyu, the prevailing opinion is Leija in the long run should not pose major problems. We shall see. In fact, Tszyu a 10-1 favorite. Leija's been here a couple of weeks. 14-year veteran Jesse James Leija, honest, hard-working reputation, impressive record. He'll be making the long walk to the ring, down to earth, beloved back in San Antonio. He fought the world's best in 4 weight divisions, including De La Hoya and Mosley. 2-1-1 versus Azuma Nelson. And his last fight, nothing new. His cuts were a factor in a technical win over Mickey Ward. However, it was over a year ago, his longest layoff. Plus, he hasn't been successful against top opposition since 1994. The general feeling, Leija's size and lack of punching power will be big factors, plus the strength of Kostya Tszyu. Bobby, can you realistically put Leija in Tszyu's class right now?
No, I don't think so, Steve. As I just mentioned a little bit, the years of ring wars have really taken a toll on Jesse Leija. Couple that with the fact that he cuts and his style and precision of Kostya Tszyu, and I'll be shocked if he finishes this fight on his feet. 6 or 7, maybe 8 years ago, this would have been a very intriguing matchup, but I truly believe Kostya Tszyu has too much for him, and Leija at this stage of his career, I'm not sure he can hold up.
So Leija in a slow trot. Is he in awe of the surroundings? Well, he told us, hey, when I fought Oscar De La Hoya at Madison Square Garden, that was intimidating. Everything else kind of pales in comparison. So he said he will not have the butterflies here tonight. But it's hard to believe when you look around here at this spectacle.
It's only natural to have butterflies when you're facing a man who could do that much harm to you. I don't care who you are.
Well, you heard him with Jim Gray in the dressing room a few minutes ago during the Abdulayev Holiday fight. He just didn't sound like he was brimming with confidence.
Well, I think I said he's an intelligent guy and he's somewhat realistic, so who knows?
Well, it's Tszyu's first fight in Australia since he stopped Calvin Grove back in 1998. There's his father, Boris, in the middle, holding up one of the many belts that he owns. The man of the hour, local hero, no nonsense, supremely confident Kostya Tszyu. We'll hear it from the big crowd. Spoiled athletes. Tszyu is very refreshing. He is simply a sportsman, but he does need to fight more frequently. Only one fight in 2002. see Tszyu. He's so prepared, so unemotional, so relaxed. But these are not normal circumstances, obviously, as you can see. Is there a slim chance, Bobby, he might be over-anxious or distracted in his first title defense in front of his hometown fans?
You know, incredibly enough, Steve, that type of thing can happen to the best of fighters. The mind's a funny thing and can affect the fighter's performance in many ways. But having said that, Kostya Tszyu doesn't strike me as the type of fighter or the type of person to let that be a factor. He made a mistake once with Vince Phillips, and it cost him. He's been basically flawless ever since. I see there's no reason to believe that he would ever let that happen again, excluding tonight.
Off a thorough domination of a guy who's no pushover, Ben Tacky, showed how versatile and complete a fighter he is. He predicts an entertaining fight, but once he knows you can't hurt him, it's usually target practice, and all the experience in the world can't help you. We're set to size him up now as we check out the tail of the tape. Tszyu at 33 is 3 years younger than Leija, the champion with a 2-inch height advantage and the slight edge in reach for Tszyu. At yesterday's weigh-in, Tszyu just under, he's close to 154 right now, and Leija at 139, but originally 3/4 of a pound over. The notable rules: no standing 8, no 3 knockdown. A fighter cannot be saved by the bell in any round. If an accidental headbutt occurs before the start of the 5th round, it's a no decision. If it happens after the start of round 5, they go to the scorecards. So here at the massive Mammoth Telstra Dome in Melbourne, Australia, we're getting ready for our main event, Kostya Tszyu versus Jesse James Leija for the undisputed 140-pound championship. Set for the official introductions from our ring announcer, the classy Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you to the Telstra Dome here in Melbourne, Australia for the featured bout brought to you by Vlad Wharton's Millennium Events in association with Talent Works and Showtime. This unification bout is sanctioned by the WBC President Jose Sulaiman, Supervisor Gabriel Peña Garicano, the WBA President Gilberto Mendoza, Supervisor Yeng Sup Shim, the IBF President Marian Mohammed, Supervisor Ray Wheatley, and the Professional Boxing and Combat Sports Board of Victoria, Australia. The chairman is Bernard Balmer, Secretary Bart McCarthy, with our Chief Physician Dr. John Jory, along with Dr. Lou Lewis. Timekeepers at the bell, also keeping count of the knockdowns, we have Michael and Kon Vukovic. Introducing our 3 judges scoring this bout from ringside. From Johannesburg, South Africa, Stanley Christodoulou. From Bangkok, Thailand, Noparat Srikaroen. From Melbourne, Australia, Anika Williams. And our 3rd man in the ring, our referee in charge from Melbourne, Malcolm Bullner. All right, fans, here we go with the main event. 12 rounds of boxing for the undisputed 140-pound championship of the world. And now, ladies and gentlemen in attendance and boxing fans joining us around the world, live from Melbourne, Australia, it is showtime! Introducing to you first, ladies and gentlemen, the challenger on my left, fighting out of the blue corner, entering the ring wearing black trunks with gold trim, fighting out of and representing the beautiful city of San Antonio, Texas, in the United States. He weighed in at a ready 139 pounds with a record of 43 wins, 5 losses, and 2 draws. He has 1 no contest and 17 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is one of boxing's most admired ambassadors and respected warriors, currently ranked the WBC number 4 contender. Please welcome the classy former WBC super featherweight champion of the world, introducing Jesse James Leija. And his opponent across the ring, the defending world champion on my right, fighting out of the red corner, wearing black trunks, originally from Serov, Russia, now proudly representing his adopted homeland of Australia. He weighed in at 139 3/4 pounds. His outstanding record includes 29 wins, 1 loss, 1 no decision, with 23 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome one of boxing's great international stars and pound-for-pound best. Here is the undisputed 140-pound champion of the world, introducing the Thunder from down under, Kostya Tszyu. And once again, Malcolm Bolner is our referee in charge now to give instructions. 12 rounds of action scheduled.
Welcome to center ring, gentlemen. Good luck to both your fighters. May the best man win. Obey my instructions at all times. Is that clear? Shake hands now. Come on, fighting at the bell. Good luck.
They've taken Kostya Tszyu more to heart here in Australia than another great champion, former champion Jeff Fenech, because he's extremely respectful. He doesn't talk trash. He doesn't incite, which may be one of the reasons he doesn't draw as well in the United States. Jesse James Leija, prone to cuts. He's got to stay away from Tszyu's big right. Will he stay outside or go inside and look to smother Tszyu's punches? The bruising Kostya Tszyu is set to get to it, always looking to apply pressure from the start. They touch gloves, and here we go. Both very high on each other, but as we said earlier, once that bell sounds, a different story.
Steve, this first and second rounds are going to be huge for Leija. If he's not able to get Kostya Tszyu out of his rhythm, give him something to worry about, he is going to be in for a very short night.
Yeah, Tszyu looking to test the heart and chin of his opponent almost immediately. He'll make you pay if you miss or make a mistake.
Don't hang in there.
It's almost liftoff there as Leija grabbed hold of Tszyu's leg. Tszyu's signature punch, the straight right hand, good stiff jab, sets up the power. He's got a debilitating left hook to the body. He's busy, he'll take 2 to give 1, and he just reloads so well.
Keep walking.
And the chance of Tszyu from this big crowd. One thing you know for sure, Tszyu will not be outworked. And that's one of the things that Leija, a staple of his game in his prime.
Break! Don't hang in there. Box.
Tszyu generally looks to wear you down, but he does have one punch power. We saw that against Zab Judah in the second round, even though he lost the first round to Judah.
Well, one thing about Kostya Tszyu, he's going to be there for the duration. Ever since the mistake he made not coming in shape for Vince Phillips, never after that was ever not in shape to go the distance at full speed. Credit to him.
Tszyu pressing forward. He said that loss to Vince Phillips made him a better all-around fighter, made him a thinker. He breaks opponents down fragment by fragment.
Just keep your head up. Box.
The referee telling Leija to keep his head up. As mentioned, he does cut.
A nice left hook by Leija. Leija slipping
box
a little bit on the inside, down and under, moving his head a little bit, not being a perfectly stationary target for Tszyu, something I think is very important.
Leija really teeing off here, looking for the home run. Good defense by Tszyu there, blocking a left hand by Leija. Tszyu's defense and ability to slip punches improving immensely in his last fight against Taki.
Keep him up.
He just put it all together. A low blow there. Accidental low blow by Leija. Touching gloves with Tszyu to apologize.
Something Jesse talked about in the interviews, that he could not be a stationary target, but that he had to keep Kostya Tszyu out of rhythm. He had to move side to side, not be a stationary target, but he also had to fire and be effective. Right now, he's not doing a bad job.
Again, a good job of blocking the left hook by Tszyu with his right arm. And now there's the jab, the shotgun jab by Kostya Tszyu. But he hasn't used it yet to set up the big right. Sort of a probing jab. Again, good defense by Tszyu, and then he comes back with a flurry.
Nice right hand. Jesse held up very well.
Oh, they came together at the bell, and you can see the grimace on Tszyu's head.
Water, give me water. James, he's trying to set up the right. Yes, chap, touch, touch, chap. He's trying to move with the right, okay? You stay away from it. You keep moving like you did in the first round. Okay, baby? Okay. Keep your head.
Good boy, there you go. Take it, mate. There you go. Nice good jabs on him, then you can hold him up with the jabs there, right? And he's trying to get you with left hooks and right. Maybe the right. Hands up all the time.
Longtime trainer Johnny Lewis, the unsung hero behind Tszyu's success. Leija threw a lot of punches in that first round, but most of them were blocked. Tszyu's punches more penetrating.
Nice left hook right hand by Jesse James Leija. Got Tszyu's attention. That was the best combination he's landed so far. Jesse working the right hand to the body quite often. Right now it's being pretty effective.
Is Leija doing the right thing right now?
Right now he's holding his own and a little bit of Kostya Tszyu. You know, the first round was very close. I thought Tszyu just pulled it out with the bigger punches, the power shots. But you know, right now this round's opened up with Jesse taking charge.
But as I said earlier, as soon as Tszyu figures out that he can't be hurt by Leija, I'm not saying that's the case, but if it happens, that's when he really goes to work. It may take 2, 3, 4, 5 rounds, but we'll see. He is very patient, that's for sure. Overhand right that got Tszyu. Didn't hurt him, but got his attention. They banged heads at the end of the first round. You saw the look on Tszyu's face, but there seems to be none the worse for wear here in round 2. Right cross there, just missed by Tszyu. The crowd will react. Many of them are so far away, they can't tell if the fight.
That looked like a borderline fight. That looked like it hit the belt. But even though these fighters both weighed in 39 and change, Kostya Tszyu, he fills out to probably be about a $152 right now, and Jesse maybe he's all of 144. So there's a different size. Jesse was a natural 125 pounder, maybe even 130. Kostya Tszyu 140 his entire career.
The head's coming perilously close again in that sequence. Left hook off the head of Tszyu. Leija sticking that jab nicely. Right hand just missed over the top by Tszyu. Now it's going to the body. So far, Leija looking pretty sharp here. Good left hook to the jaw by Leija. This is best showing so far.
Keep him up.
Low blow there by Leija.
You're going low again, Jesse. Yeah, keep it up.
1 or 2 more, he's going to have a point taken away.
Come on, James, straight out. Pick up your head.
Leija stuck a right hand in there.
Break lane, step back. Box.
Well, we talked about the fact that maybe Kostya might be a little anxious in front of his home crowd. Maybe he's a little the opposite. Maybe he's not anxious enough. Jesse's out working a lot in this round.
You think he should step it up a little?
A little bit. You got a guy who's naturally smaller, moving up, not as strong, and has faded recent times. 36 years old. That would probably be my idea of pressure. Put the pressure on him, break him down.
Right, break it up.
Leija tying Tszyu up. Final seconds of round 2. A much better round for the challenger. Low blow by Leija.
Okay, give me the last warning.
Okay, that's the bell, and that's the last warning for Malcolm Bullner. After this, he starts taking points.
Jesse James Leija on the right here against Kostya Tszyu. He works in nice behind the jab, throws a right hand, comes in with a nice hook, and then also takes some stuff to the body. Beautiful combinations, mixing it up, pushing Kostya Tszyu back. Jab up top, the right hand to the body, comes back up top with a right hand and a left hook, and that one misses, but he had Kostya Tszyu going against his rhythm backward. Kostya Tszyu can fight going backwards, but that's not what he prefers. Very smart boxing by Leija.
Some of the flavor here at the Telstra Dome. This is a first for us to actually see cheerleaders at a boxing match.
It's not a bad thing.
Not against it.
Okay, seconds out.
Round 3 scheduled for 12 for the undisputed 140-pound championship. Kostya Tszyu Let's see if he
Keep
starts
working, man.
faster.
Keep
He's wearing
working.
the black trunks. Jesse James Leija, all the way from San Antonio, Texas, in the black with the gold trim.
Leija talked about staying away from the right hand and the power shots of Tszyu by being outside him or smothering him. There.
A long right hand by Leija, and he's on the attack.
Kostya Tszyu moving his head up and down quite a bit, not really offering up much back, but I don't think he's hurt at all.
Tszyu smiling back at Leija for an instant.
What Tszyu's doing, though, is not pressing the fight at his pace. He's letting Jesse dictate the pace and whether he goes backward or forward.
Tszyu able to slip that punch, and it made Leija fall to the canvas. Right through the ropes.
Leija talked about neutralizing Tszyu's power by being outside all the way inside smothering. When he gets inside, he definitely tries to smother punches. He's trying to be quicker from the outside. Tszyu doesn't seem to have found his rhythm right now.
Leija looking very impressive, very sharp.
Break. When I say break, don't punch in the break.
Again, some roughhouse tactics by Leija, hitting on the break to the back of Tszyu's head. Good crisp combination upstairs by Tszyu. There's a left hook to the jaw by Tszyu, starting to come back now and getting the crowd going.
Watch your head. Break. Don't punch.
Leija overall looking very sharp here in the last 2 rounds. Maybe Tszyu getting his wake-up call, because he just looked too relaxed.
I really thought at first round Kostya Tszyu was winning the round, but at the second round I thought Jesse outworked him. And this round right now, Leija doing the same.
Good jab there by Leija, sent Tszyu back. Very stiff jab. Maybe tough, though, to keep the pace going for Leija if this fight goes deeper, yes?
Well, you know, I've said that in the past. I thought that Zab Judy, he said that that first round the pace was too big.
Good action here by Kostya Tszyu.
It was a nice combination. I thought he might want to follow that up and see if he got Jesse hurt or not. But he backed off.
Leija has been down 4 times in his career, 51 fights. Tszyu's been down 4 times as well in 31 fights.
Some of these punches are starting to take their toll on Jesse. You see him not moving quite as crisply.
Kostya Tszyu, 14-1 in world title fights. Jesse James Leija, 1-4-1 in world title fights. Of course, the former WBC super featherweight champion.
All right, break it up, step back, box.
Leija trying to back Kostya Tszyu up, but not an easy task.
Break. Box.
Leija, a true pro who reached the pinnacle when he beat Azuma Nelson the first time.
Don't hang there, get free. Keep bucking. Break. No punch.
The bell for round 3.
Leija came out much like he did in the round before. Came out working hard. Nice combination. Now, a lot of this doesn't land. Kostya Tszyu moving out of the way of most of it, and then even smiling a little. But he got outworked. Here we got Leija again pushing Tszyu back. This is something that he's wanted to do. This is a little slip though. He's coming in and just slides right to the canvas, hanging through the ropes. Tszyu came back in the round, started getting some of the bigger punches in there. One to the ear. He threw some nice body work. There's a nice left uppercut to the jaw. Started to slow Leija down toward the end of the round, but he might have gave away that round.
Round 4, no knockdowns thus far. Leija looking a lot better after the first round was controlled pretty much by the champion Kostya Tszyu.
You can hear Jesse James' corner saying, keep pushing him back, keep pushing him back. Because Tszyu does not fight as well going backward.
Tszyu being aggressive, coming forward. Overhand right that nailed Leija upstairs.
I think Kostya Tszyu's forgetting his jab a little too much here tonight. He's used it so many times, not just as a range finder, but also point getter, and is a strong jab.
Good series of punches there. First to the body, then to the head by Leija.
No question about it, Jesse came to fight.
Leija just missing there and a countering left by Kostya Tszyu that connected. But so far, yes, Jesse James Leija making this long trip very worthwhile.
And right now, there doesn't seem to be the same normal amount of zip on the punches by Kostya Tszyu. Maybe some of those right hands to the body bothered you a little bit by Leija.
Come on, Jess. Walk him back, walk him back. I'm not fighting hard.
This is certainly not the same Kostya Tszyu we saw surgically dissect Ben Taki in his last fight. And that may be part of a problem. He just doesn't fight enough. That fight was 8 months ago for Tszyu.
Right, break it up. Don't punch, don't hold that. Don't hold. Box.
We come up to a minute remaining in round 4, scheduled for 12. Big right hand there by Kostya Tszyu to the chin. And now he pushes Leija back with the jab. But he doesn't follow it up with the right.
Kostya Tszyu is not in his rhythm right now, that's clear. His timing's a little off, his power's not really there. Not maybe having a great day, that happens too.
Well, we talked about the distractions and the anxiety fighting here in front of his hometown fans for the first time in about 5 years.
Okay, break it up. Box.
And it may, in fact, be his last
Don't hold, don't hold.
here in Australia.
Give it up.
Borderline shot there by Kostya Tszyu. Good countering left hand by Leija, right to the head. There's a right hand, overhand right, a long right by Tszyu. That landed. But he didn't go after Leija after that.
No, he didn't. His punches are not coming in bunches as usual.
Let's get it over to Jim Craig. Jim?
All right, thank you very much, Steve. Right now, the Australian Open is going on, and we're very pleased to be joined by the #1 rated player in the world, Lleyton Hewitt, here from Australia. Lleyton, are you a big boxing fan, or are you just a Kostya Tszyu fan?
I love watching Kostya Tszyu fight. Another great Australian athlete as well, and it's fantastic that I'm able to come out here and support him as well. I'm trying to battle it out on the tennis court during the last 2 weeks, so hopefully I can keep going.
It's amazing. It's a whole different thing to see this live, isn't it, the beating that these guys take?
Oh, it's an incredible, it's a brutal sport when you get out there. Tennis is a lot easier, I think, when you get out in the court and you can't jump the net and belt the guy out the other end.
You were an Aussie Rules football player, and even that's a little bit different. Let me ask you about tennis. Is Andre Agassi, who's still in the tournament, is he your biggest threat left as you wind down here the second week?
Well, I've got to worry about getting through to the final. If I get through to the final, then there's a very good chance that Andre's going to be standing on the other side of the net. And if we both get through to the final Sunday, we're both going to be playing extremely well, and it should be a good match. But I've still got matches before then.
Final thought, you won Wimbledon, you won the U.S. Open. How important for you to win here in Australia?
It'd be a great way, I guess, to win another Grand Slam. The Australian Open, Wimbledon, the U.S. means so much, but the Australian Open, to win in your home country would mean a hell of a lot.
Lleyton, all the best. Thanks for talking to us.
Thanks, mate.
Steve, back to you.
All right, Jim. Kostya Tszyu, the undisputed 140-pound champ, whereas Lleyton Hewitt, the top-ranked player in the world, weighs in as a junior middleweight, roughly 154 pounds.
Right now we're getting into the middle rounds, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll see what happens. See if the pace slows for either of the fighters. But right now it doesn't seem that Kostya Tszyu has really found his rhythm, Steve.
Round 5, scheduled for 12. And part of that may be because of Jesse James Leija, the way that he has attacked this fight. Fighting a very smart fight. Tszyu connects with the right hand, another right hand over the top, and Leija doesn't have any answers for those.
No, they weren't big right hands, though. They were crisp and clean, but they weren't the real thunder that we've seen the Aussie throw.
The fans are waiting for the thunder from down under.
Right, break it up. Don't hang in there.
Tszyu looking to add a new chapter to his autobiography, Kostya Tszyu, My Story, which just came out this year. Critically acclaimed, as you might expect here in Australia. Has a DVD out as well. He and his wife Natasha welcoming a daughter last year, and he says those are the reasons he did not fight. All but once in 2002.
Right, bring it up, bring it up, bring it
So
up.
right now
Break
he's
lane.
starting to really
Break
put the
lane.
pressure on Jesse. He's moving backward less and less, making Jesse move back more often. And I think that that's going to be to his advantage, certainly because Jesse's not the stronger of the two. If he's allowed to push Kostya Tszyu back, takes him out of his game.
And Tszyu, I think, can afford to be somewhat courageous, somewhat brave, because he's probably already felt the hardest sting that he'll feel from Jesse James Leija, and he's still standing. So he can afford to get inside and mix it up.
Okay, break it up.
He is coming forward.
He's landing more often now. His punches are starting to be more accurate, and he's landing more of the power shots.
There's the jab by Tszyu, but again holding back with the right afterwards. Leija wisely getting off the ropes.
Okay, break it up. Step back, break. Break.
Much better round for Tszyu.
Leija missing just before the bell. Well, at this moment, we want to remind you to keep visiting our website. Take a look. Show.com is where you'll find all the stats for tonight's fighters, exclusive columns from the best-known writers in boxing, award-winning photography, and you can take part in our weekly interactive polls. Last week, we asked who WBO junior welterweight champion DeMarcus Chop Chop Corley should face next after defeating Randall Bailey. Here are the results. 40% think Corley should take on former IBF junior welterweight champion Zab Judah. Kostya Tszyu took 23% of the vote. 19% want the rising star Ricky Hatton. And the remainder voted for Shambe Mitchell or Vivian Harris. Log on and register for boxing email updates. Once again, that address is sho.com. The wife of Jesse James Leija has to be happy right now. She is seeing her hard-working, aggressive, well-conditioned, well-skilled boxer performing well here. Down under is a close fight.
Well, he's fighting a good fight, Steve. I gave the first round of Kostya Tszyu. In the next 3 rounds, I thought Jesse just outworked him. Just did just enough to beat him for 3 minutes. The last round, I think that Kostya Tszyu started to come back into his dominating type form, but he's still down by a round. Certainly it's still early, but Kostya Tszyu not looking his usual good self. And Jesse James, to his credit, fighting a good fight.
Jesse James Leija and his wife Lisa have a 7-year-old son named Dean and an 11-year-old son named James. I think you could put the two together.
Oh, yeah.
His real name is James. Jesse is in tribute to his dad, Jesse, a former fighter and his longtime trainer. Round 6 scheduled for 12 for the undisputed 140-pound title.
Break it up. Break, step back.
Tszyu has made 7 defenses of his WBC belt, 3 of his WBA, 6 of his IBF.
He just got hit low, and Jesse apologized to him, but it was a good, clean, low blow.
Well, it's getting very close to that point where Leija could start losing points. With another low blow. And in a fight like this, it could be critical.
Break lane.
Tszyu sticking that jab, using the left predominantly, finally a right hand, but no damage. Again, that right hand blocked by Tszyu. There's a little blood between the eyes of Jesse James Leija, just rubbed off by the left shoulder of Tszyu. As they came in close. Leija slipping, a little moisture.
Some of those punches starting to hurt Leija now. You can see him taking his toll. Jesse appearing to me to be a little bit weaker, but still fighting a sharp fight.
This is a part of Kostya Tszyu, the cumulative effect. He wears you down, punishes you.
Right, bring it up.
All of a sudden, you don't have anything left, especially those body shots.
Not that it's an easy feat, but beating Kostya Tszyu for 5 or 6 or even 7 rounds is much more doable than lasting the 12 with this guy. He's like a machine.
Let's see if Tszyu goes to the body more here, take out Leija's legs. He's going upstairs, Kostya.
I think he's forgot about the body quite a bit in this fight.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised. There's blood underneath the right eye of Leija. Tszyu
looking very confident here. Those vicious, hard lefts are penetrating. And Leija's missing with the right, and Tszyu with the counter. There's blood forming around the right eye of Leija. I'm not exactly sure how it happened. I don't know if it was a head clash or a punch.
I thought it was a left hook, Steve, but it's hard to tell.
That cut was caused by a punch, okay?
Go.
Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah. That's it, ref. That's it.
They're calling it the Leija corner, I believe. Joe Souza, the cut man, saying that's it.
You know what, Steve? Just before the end of that round, I noticed that Leija was hurt and weak.
That's it. Here's Kostya.
Thank you.
So the fight is done. It's over just like that. The cut apparently too bad.
Thank you. God bless you.
Good job. Good job.
Johnny Nelson, Kostya Tszyu trainer, showing a lot of class and sportsmanship there. And the crowd saluting Kostya Tszyu. I think they probably would have enjoyed seeing a more entertaining type finish, or more of a statement here, a knockout, but it wasn't to be. It stopped on cut.
Well, they like final closure, unfortunately.
So a disappointed Jesse James Leija sees this contest come to a halt on the suggested advice of their corner.
You did good, James. You did good.
And Tszyu continues to celebrate. So not a very dramatic conclusion to this fight, but Kostya Tszyu will accept it nonetheless. That is for certain. So as a boxing fan, who would you like to see him fight next? With names like Zab Judah, Shambe Mitchell, DeMarcus Corley, the WBO champ, Ricky Hatton from England.
Well, Steve, he's fought just about everybody. I think the most exciting fight in this division is Arturo Gatti. You know, and that's a great fight. That could be Gatti's defining moment. He doesn't have a title right now. He wants one. Kostya Tszyu has them all, except for the WBO, which is sort of on the periphery. But this is the fight. Gatti and Kostya Tszyu, but Gatti's got one. He can make it happen.
We hear that Gatti does want it to happen, and I'll tell you, a win over this guy, Kostya Tszyu, would certainly thrust him into boxing lore. So that would be, I think, the most compelling fight out there in this division. Let's get the official announcement from our ring announcer, Jimmy Lennon Jr. But first of all, he's got to confirm. He's not ready yet. There's a crush in the ring, as you can see. Kostya Tszyu is thanking the fans as he goes from corner to corner, turnbuckle to turnbuckle. You can see the mass of humanity in the ring. And now Jimmy is all set. He wanted to just confirm that's the pro that he is. Let's get it up to Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout has been stopped at the end of round number 6. Our referee in charge, Malcolm Bolner, stops the contest upon suggestion of the corner as Jesse James Leija, suffering an injury to his right eardrum, the winner by way of technical knockout, and he is still the undisputed 140-pound champion of the world, the Thunder from down under, Kostya Tszyu.
And I would think that is what Jimmy Lennon Jr. was looking to confirm. It wasn't so much the cut, it was a problem with his eardrum, the punctured eardrum situation.
Jesse, stay with us here, Jesse. Okay. Yeah.
That stopped the fight. Let's get it up to Jim.
All right, thank you very much, Steve. Kostya, congratulations. First, let's turn to Jesse. Is your eardrum broken?
Oh, I'm sure it's busted. I don't know to what extent. I'm not a doctor. I just play one on TV. But no, it is busted. I've had them before, but this was my balance, my equilibrium was off during after. I think it happened after the 4th or 5th. I'm not sure. And my equilibrium was off, but
Affecting your balance, your equilibrium, and so forth.
The canvas wasn't helping either, but I kept slipping on top of that, and I wasn't really too sure where my footing was during the fight.
Jesse, how would you assess your performance? It seemed like early on in the fight, after the first round, that you had it pretty well measured up. You were staying away from his right hand, and you were effective.
And I tell you, Kostya Tszyu, this guy's a great fighter. He never hurt me. He hit me one or two good times, but he never really hurt me. But he's a great fighter. His defense is really good. He's quick. Gotta give him. He's undisputed world champion. What I thought I was doing really well. I thought I was really doing well the first 4 or 5 rounds. You never know until you watch it on TV. But I'm happy with my performance this far. I wait till I get home and see the tape.
What will you do now? Would you like to rematch, or what will you do from here?
Oh, I don't know. It's not up to me. He's the undisputed world champion. He gets to pick the fighters he wants. I have that was 53 fights for me. I think I'm still capable of showing at least the first 5 or 6 rounds that I'm able to hang with one of the top fighters in the world. And I think I proved myself, or proven my abilities at this late in my age, that I'm still able to compete.
Jesse, thank you very much. We hope you feel better.
Thank you, everyone at home. Santo, I love you, and Power 8, thank you very much.
Kostya, let's turn to you. Congratulations on defending your title. Great to be here in your country.
Don't say it's controversial.
No, were you aware that his eardrum was broken? Could you tell that he was maybe a little bit off balance?
No, off balance. It can be not from the hip problem. It can be from hitting. And he said he'd never been hurt. I believe I did hurt him a couple times during this time. But I expect this. That the people who put the pressure before fight, the first, second round knockout, I mean, it's wrong. That I never really listen. It's put pressure on me as well, because everyone now expecting to me knock Jesse out in the first, second round, and third round. I never thought this way, because I've seen lots of fight, and I know how tough he is. And I'm not saying this is give up. It's not give up. This is the things. It's necessary happen for him.
Did you feel at any point in this fight that Jesse could hurt you?
I mean, boxing, it's a boxing, that I think I did tell the story when my little son, when I was 3, dislocated my father's jaw just to hit him right on the chin. I mean, anyone can hit anyone.
3-year-old?
3 years old. And just don't blink your eyes. We in a boxing game, when you're fighting for undisputed champion of the world, defending your title, I mean, anything could happen. I mean, of course, I have to be cautious. But I believe I've done a good job.
You did a good job. Kostya, there's been a lot written this week that this would be your final fight here in Australia. Don't know the exact attendance tonight, 35, maybe 40,000 people here tonight. I know it was important for you to perform. Was this your last fight in Australia?
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if we have to come back to the gym, not home first. By the way, my son's birthday today, and it's a good birthday present for him. And it's great. It's really good for me to fight in front of my people who deserve this opportunity to be with me in the same time, in the same arena, and share this moment with me. And I believe this is it's going to be a very, very memorable time for all Australian people who attend this event, or who not attend, who just watch the fight. And as I said already before, 11 years ago when I started my career on Jeff Fennick, Azuma Nelson 2, it was the day when everyone still talking about. And I believe I put this to Australia, and another memorable day gonna be remembered for a long time.
Kostya, what will you do now? You have a mandatory against Branko. A fighter 33-0, but nobody's ever heard of anybody who he's beaten. Will you take that mandatory? Will you give up the belt? Will you look at Gotti? What might you do next?
First of all, I have to come back to back home, enjoy myself. First, it's always that's what I always do. Yeah, home, it's Sydney. See my family, only one. My little boy, only one here. And my other son is celebrating birthday today. Should celebrate birthday today, but he's away. I mean,
you hold him? So you're not sure of what your future plans will be?
No. In terms of, we'll see. We'll come back home, and we'll see what we're gonna do.
Kostya, thank you very much for having us here in Australia. We've enjoyed it immensely, and congratulations on the defense of your title.
You enjoyed it. It's main thing, and I'm sure if it's going to be successful, and if you do even better, you come back again.
Love to come back.
Thank you.
We just need an invitation. We hope you fight back here in Australia again.
We'll see.
Back to you, Steve.
All right, Jim, thanks very much.